Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most important but maybe least talked about systems in your body. Think of it as an amazing cleaning crew that works 24/7 to keep you healthy from the inside out. Yep, we're diving into the excretory system.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll ask why your body even needs a cleaning crew. Then we'll meet the star players, the kidneys, and zoom right in to see how they work. After that, we'll follow the waste out of the body, meet some surprising helper organs, and wrap it all up by seeing how this keeps your body in perfect balance.
Okay, so let's start with a big problem. Your body is made of trillions of cells, trillions. And just like a busy city, they are always working, building things, using energy, and all that work creates trash. So what on earth do we do with all that leftover junk?
Think about it. Every single second, your cells are making tiny bits of waste. If all that trash just piled up, it would become toxic and you'd get really sick. So, where does it all go? How does your body take out the trash?
Well, here's the brilliant answer. Your body has this incredible built-in system to handle it all, the excretory system. It's kind of like the ultimate cleaning service and a super smart manager all rolled into one. Its job? Take out the trash and make sure everything inside you stays perfectly balanced. Now, let's get this word excretion straight. It's a specific term. It means getting rid of waste that your cells actually produce from their work. We call that metabolic waste. So we're not talking about leftover food here. We're talking about the byproducts of all those chemical reactions happening inside you right now.
And it's super easy to get these two things mixed up. So excretion is the excretory system getting rid of cell waste, which becomes urine. Egestion, on the other hand, is your digestive system getting rid of undigested food, which becomes feces. So see, totally different jobs, different systems, and a very different kind of waste.
So why does the body go to all this trouble? Well, the main goal of this whole cleaning process is to maintain something called homeostasis. Now, that sounds like a big, complicated word, but the idea is actually simple. It just means keeping everything inside your body stable, balanced, and, well, just right. It's like the thermostat in your house that keeps the temperature perfect. Homeostasis is crucial for keeping you alive and healthy.
All right, let's move on and meet the main players that make all this cleaning happen. It's time to introduce the key organs of the urinary system, which are basically the superstars of excretion. This whole system has four main parts, and it's a pretty logical setup. First, you've got the kidneys, which are like these amazing, high-tech filters for your blood. Then you have the ureters, which are basically the transport tubes. Next is the bladder. Think of it as a stretchy storage tank. And finally, the urethra is the exit pipe. See? 4 parts, one very important job.
That's right, you've got 2 of these little powerhouses. They're shaped like beans, and they're tucked away in your back, on either side of your spine, just quietly working away day and night to keep your blood sparkling clean.
So, what's the #1 bad guy they're looking for? It's a toxic waste product called urea. You see, when your body uses proteins from stuff like chicken or beans, it makes this stuff called urea. And it's the kidney's most important job to grab that urea out of your blood before it can cause any trouble.
Okay, so we know the kidneys filter blood, but how exactly? Well, to see that, we have to zoom in. Way, way in. We're going to the microscopic level to see the millions of tiny machines doing the real work.
This is what just blows my mind. Not hundreds, not thousands, but millions of these little filtering units called nephrons are packed inside each one of your 2 kidneys. They are the true unsung heroes of this whole story.
And each and every one of those nephrons does an amazing 4-step job. First is filtration. It basically pulls almost everything out of the blood, the good stuff and the bad stuff. Then comes reabsorption. It acts like a smart sorter and takes back all the useful things your body needs, like water and sugar. Third is secretion. It does one last check and throws any extra trash it missed into the waste pile. And finally, excretion. What's left over is now urine, and it's sent on its way out. So, the nephrons have done their job. The urine is made, the blood is clean. But now what? Where does this liquid waste actually go? Let's follow its journey out of the body. The path out is a pretty simple one-way street. The urine starts in the kidneys where it's made, then it flows down through the ureters, it gets stored in the bladder for a while, and when the time is right, it exits through the urethra. It's a super organized system.
Now here's a cool part. The urine doesn't just drip down into the bladder because of gravity. Nope. These tubes, the ureters, are actually muscular. They actively squeeze and push the urine downwards in little waves. This makes sure all that waste keeps moving in the right direction and can't flow back up into the kidneys. Pretty smart, right?
And where does that pushed urine end up? In the bladder, which is basically a muscular, super stretchy balloon. It can expand to hold the urine safely until you're actually ready to go to the bathroom. And there are special muscles, called sphincters, that act like a tightly closed tap, keeping everything locked in until it's time to go.
Now, the kidneys and the bladder are definitely the main stars of this show, for sure. But they don't actually work alone. Getting rid of waste is a total team effort, and there are a few other organs that pitch in to help keep you clean.
And this might surprise you. Your lungs are actually part of the team. They get rid of waste carbon dioxide every single time you breathe out. Your skin helps out by releasing a tiny bit of waste in your sweat. And the liver plays a huge role. It takes a really dangerous poison called ammonia and turns it into the much safer urea, which it then hands off to the kidneys to deal with. It's amazing teamwork.
Okay, let's zoom back out and tie this all together. We've looked at all the parts and the processes, but let's just take a moment to remember the big picture reason for this whole system. Why does this all matter so much?
And that brings us right back to this super important idea we mentioned before, homeostasis. Remember, it's all about keeping everything inside you just right. So this system isn't just about taking out the trash. It's about carefully managing your internal world to create the perfect, stable environment for all your cells to live in.
And really, that's the bottom line. By filtering out all that harmful waste and by perfectly fine-tuning the amount of water and salt in your body, the excretory system is absolutely critical for your health. It is the silent guardian of your internal balance.
So, knowing all of this, it kind of leaves us with one last really important question to think about. This amazing cleaning crew does so much for you, every minute of every day. What can you do to help it do its job? How can you keep your body's cleaning crew healthy and in top shape? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.